Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me as your speaker for this afternoon's session. As we all know, the moment the pandemic started, mental health has been the main concern of the social sectors, be it in the academe, in religion, in government, and other areas in the society. Nowadays, most of us are aware that mental health is a crucial factor with how we respond to our everyday situation. And one of the most important contributing factors to mental health is our self-validation. Let us take a look at this picture. Unknowingly, most of the time we are doing these to ourselves. We suppress our emotions and feelings because we think that we are weak when we let ourselves experience them. And sadly, we keep on practicing the so-called self-invalidation. It happens when we reject our feelings and emotions, which in the end will result to us judging ourselves and having trouble with how we managed what we feel. Many of us occasionally experience the so-called imposter syndrome or self-doubt. As a result, we sometimes struggle to validate ourselves. We may be skilled at validating others by demonstrating our empathy, understanding, and acceptance regarding their experiences, but being on our side isn't always as simple when it comes to self-validation. So this afternoon, we're going to look into what self-validation is and how important to practice it for our mental health. Self-validation, as defined by psychology today, is the act of acknowledging one's own inner experience, including one's ideas and feelings, be it positive or negative. Self-validating could be manifested when you encourage yourself, acknowledge your strengths and efforts, you notice and accept your feelings, you prioritize your needs, you treat yourselves with kindness, you say nice things to yourselves, and you accept that you have limitations and can commit mistakes. But I know these are easily said and done because most of the time, we are our own critic. We usually blame ourselves for not doing good or even great with things, such that we ended up comparing ourselves to others and feeling down. However, we didn't realize how crucial it is to validate ourselves and our feelings. Self-validation helps us accept and comprehend who we are. Accepting our thoughts and feelings, whether they are positive or negative, is a form of self-grace that enables us to be our most authentic selves. Aside from that, self-validation can help us develop a stronger sense of self, and it will help us to improve our capacity in managing a wide range of emotions. Let me zero in my discussion with how are you going to practice self-validation. For sure, you are asking now how to do it. First thing, you need to be mindful. Mindfulness and self-validation go hand in hand. In order to legitimize or acknowledge our internal experience, we must be aware of the ideas and feelings we are experiencing at that moment. A fantastic technique to calm down and validate ourselves is to practice mindfulness and be just present at that moment. Quietly observing and describing your ideas to yourself will help you reflect in the present. We can start to notice how we feel and what we need for ourselves when we are fully present and focused on our immediate surroundings. Second, exercise sincere reflection. By noticing and precisely labeling your current mental state, you are actually providing yourself an accurate depiction of your sentiments and emotions. This means accepting your needs and feelings without passing judgment. Validating oneself doesn't always imply that we agree or approve the prior feelings and actions we have taken. Rather, we must realize that other elements from our past experiences may cause us to feel or act in a certain way. For instance, you could find it challenging to justify your actions if you have ever acted angrily towards someone you care about in a distressing circumstance. It doesn't imply that you are a bad person for acting in that manner. It's just that you are honest about how you felt at that time, and you are simply angry. Simply said, it indicates that whatever occurred was a result of our feelings at that moment, and we responded as best as we could, given the information available to us during that time. The third one is self-validation through your past experiences. Whenever we have problems believing in ourselves or what we are capable of, we then have the struggle with self-validation. We feel that we are a loser or dumb over what we are doing, to the point that we question our capacity to accomplish something. We are indeed doubtful over what we can do. However, our past experiences, especially those times when we are either have been successful or have done our very best over something, could actually serve as a reminder regarding our full potential, especially what we are capable of achieving in the future. And the last one is normalize your behavior. We are all capable of experiencing variety of emotions because we don't naturally feel good about everything all the time. It's acceptable to occasionally have unpleasant reactions over something. Even when we encounter unpleasant or distressing sensations, ideas, or actions, we can normalize those feelings, thoughts, or behaviors by recognizing and validating them instead of avoiding them. Let us learn to accept the wide spectrum of feelings that we may encounter as human beings on an everyday basis. To wrap up this afternoon's talk, I would like to say this: learning to embrace all of our thoughts and feelings and to legitimize them all requires practice. It's not always simple to do, especially if you are used to with repressing your emotions or belittling yourselves for having certain sensations. To be compassionate to ourselves and be able to accept our spectrum of feelings, we must first be able to validate ourselves in the same way that we do for others.